Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Mallory and this is the Thread Whiskers monthly crafting recap. This is a monthly-ish video that I'd like to start doing, going through the crafts that I've made over the last month or so. Although you will be seeing lots of them on the channel with just the quick sped up crafting recordings that I'm doing. There are some that you will not be seeing, and I'll definitely be showing you those today as well. And then going through some of the ones that you have seen and just talking about maybe some of the processes or something I might do different next time, or what I really love about it. So grab your warm drink of choice and let's get cozy. So one of the largest and most time-consuming projects that I did this month was my Quilted Witch Hat. And I love it. I love it. There are definitely things that I will change next time because I will be making one again, but I have to show you. I love it so much. This was a project that I had seen on TikTok and possibly Pinterest. I don't use Pinterest, so that's weird, but it was one that I'm like, hey, I can use up a lot of these scrap fabrics that I have hanging around and some scrap fusible interfacing, which is super thick. I used to use it for my sewing bags when I would make them, and it is absolutely perfect for this witch hat. I think if I really try, I can probably iron it into whatever shape I want, but honestly, the way that it just sits is really, really cute. So let's talk about this a little bit. I did look up some tutorials, and of course, I didn't pay almost any attention to them, which would have saved me a lot of time, probably, and frustration. So first, I just want to show you some of these fabrics. There's the fox fabric. I love the fox fabric, and the yarn, these little owls. This is all fabric that I have had forever, and I'm so glad that it got used in this project. The inside is also some fabric that I've had for a very long time. I honestly don't remember why I bought it, but I think it goes really, really well with the colors. And I think it all just it goes really well together. Now, one of the things that you're supposed to do when you're sewing is, I gotta stop playing with my bangs, but anyways, you're supposed to measure twice and cut once. That's not what I did. I did measure a lot, but unfortunately I also didn't follow the tutorial, so there was a lot of spots where measuring better or looking at how to do this hat would have really saved me some time. For the interfacing, I was like, hey, it's a cone. It's a cone, so obviously it's just a triangle. Cones are not just a triangle, they're their own shape. Cones are more like this, with a curve on the bottom, and that's what makes it, you know, sit around the top of the hat brim. And because I cut my interfacing into the cone, I then had to sew the interfacing back together and make it the right shape. And I had cut my fabric by that point too, after I had quilted it into a triangle, so I had to fix that. And thankfully, originally the triangle that I cut for the top witch hat part was way too long, so that helped me move around some of the quilting that I already had done and the interfacing that I already cut, and that was really, really great, because otherwise I might have cried. I did end up ripping some stitches along pieces that I had cut and just re-quilting them together with whole pieces, and that worked out really, really well. And the one other thing is I honestly have no idea how I was supposed to do the inside so that it isn't saggy like that. I'm sure there's a way. Maybe it doesn't matter. Do I really care? No. Despite all of the issues, I absolutely love my witch hat. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is going to be coming with me to festivals. It is going to be my hat in the summer because I don't like hats, but I burn very, very easily. It's so funny how this brim decides to lay. It's cute. I love it. I love it, and I will definitely be making more, and I will absolutely be looking at tutorials a little bit closer next time. Probably. So that was the witch hat. I'm not used to talking this much, so I'm going to take a quick little coffee sip break. Okay. I also, this is a video that's not up yet, but it's coming. I have made these little mushrooms, and you're like, why did you make little mushrooms? Let me tell you. They are actually little rice-filled mushrooms, so I can plop them in the microwave and then put them on my eyeballs as a warm compress. Because if I don't, eventually I will have a very dry eye problem, and my optometrist, she's like, yep, your eyes are getting a little bit drier, so you're going to want to do the warm compress thing, which helps heat up the oils and the glands, and anyways, it's really good for your eyes. And I don't like putting my face in warm water in the shower, just like letting it beat down on me. And I don't just like warming up a cloth and putting that on my eyeballs, so I decided to make them cute and whimsical and adorable, and now I use them basically every night. So those are my little mushroom mushroom eye compresses. And in case you're wondering, how do they fit on your eye? Well, I actually squish them down like this, and I lay there on the couch for like 10 minutes, and it's great. I plop on a book, I take care of my eyeballs, and everyone's happy. So these little mushrooms. That video will be coming probably sometime within the next couple of weeks here. All right. The other crafts that I have here are things that I'm not great at. They are pretty new to me crafts. That's a lie. I'm going to talk about the socks first. If you're my mother, stop watching now. As crafters, we know if you are going to be doing Christmas gifts, start now. Start like in July. I didn't. I did start a couple weeks ago though, so I'm doing pretty good. And I'm back to socks. My mother really loves knee-high socks, so that's what I'm going to be making her. I'm in the process of making her, and you might be wondering, why do you have just one really long sock? Well, it's not. I love to do the afterthought everything sock method technique. I don't know. Which is where you knit both socks worth of sock tube. No heel, no toes. Once you have the desired length, you cut it in half. You do your toes on either side, and then you cut in your heel, and you put your heel in. You might be wondering, that sounds crazy, why would you cut your yarn? I know, but I do have a tutorial on this channel if you are interested in trying that. Love that method, because then I don't get stuck on second sock island, second sock syndrome. It's sleeve island, isn't it? I don't get second sock syndrome because you have both socks done at the same time. And look at this yarn. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It is called Traffic Jam on the 400. It's by Palindrome Knits, it's hand dyed, and she is based out of Ontario, Canada, which the name is hilarious if you've done any driving around there. So it's this beautiful, like almost a dusty pink with blueberry jam and raspberry jam splashes in there. And I love it, and I think she's gonna love it. And as always, I'll be putting links and details in the show notes. If you know how I like to knit, I love to use superwash merino, which is what this is, And it's also got a 20% cashmere and 10% nylon blend in it. So it's going to be really, really good for socks. And they're really soft too. Even though it's superwash though, I will never, ever put my superwash knitting in the dryer, ever. Probably not even in the washer, if I'm being honest, but sometimes the socks do go in there. All right, now let's talk about the things that I'm very new to. A couple of years ago, I had made the goal that I would love to try garment sewing. And that is something that has intimidated the heck out of me for many, many, many years. But look at this shirt. I made it out of a bed sheet. So I have been watching a lot of The Closet Historian lately. She is a sewist on YouTube and she sews. She's amazing. And this is a tutorial that she had. It's called, what, a retro peasant blouse? Vintage peasant, I don't know, something like that. I'll link it below. And it was very easy. Stand up so you can see a little bit better. Oh, but here it is. It is very adjustable around the neckline. So this is all gathered in. The sleeves are gathered as well. And it actually comes down to about here. And it's really easy. It's way easier to make than I thought it would be. Now there's a couple things I will be changing. I will be adding elastic to these ties and taking the ties out, because then I can roll it up and keep it like at my elbow if I want to roll up my sleeves, and I don't have to worry about tying it. And then I don't have to worry about buttons as the alternative. And I'm also going to be replacing this cotton cord with some nicer cord, because I would actually like to wear this maybe to work if I get the right outfit going. Like this one's actually not bad with the skirt, but not with the cotton cord. But I'm really, really happy with this. And I do plan on trying to make a couple other versions of this shirt. I gotta stop playing with my hair, sorry. But it was way easier than I thought it would be. It uses bias tape for the channels, for the rope, and then just fabric. And it's just triangles, really. But next time I will be making the armhole slightly longer. This is 10 inches and I will probably make it 12. And I'll also be bringing the shoulders in a little bit, because I don't like it when my bra straps show, and I just feel like regular movement will bring it down just enough so that my bra straps are showing, and I don't particularly like that. Other than that, I'm gonna call this an amazing success. Great. Okay, number 2. I made a Halloween dress for myself. So you can see it here. Now the cut, I guess it is the cut, the style is called Princess Seams. And I actually feel like I'm pretty close to nailing that for my body, at least so that I don't feel the need now to make up a make a mock-up every single time I'm trying a new project. Not for the bodice anyways. If there's no changing with the cut, the fit in the bodice area, I think I pretty much nailed it, which includes the zipper at the back. That is a win. Now on the bottom, you can see that I used some Halloween fabric that I've had for a long time, and the black was also a sheet. My seams are kind of messy, but I was using this as a way to practice flat felled seams, I'm pretty sure is what they're called. And it's really great because the backs of them, there's no selvage showing, there's nothing like that, there's no edges, it's all very enclosed. But I definitely need to sew in a straighter line. However, this dress, great. I did wear it to work. I got lots of compliments. However, the girls there, like, they're just really, really nice. So, you know what? I'm happy with this dress. I do feel like it is a good dress and a good fit, and I will wear it in the future in public. And it's got pockets, which is even better. Next up, there's one more dress. So this dress, you'll notice it has the same fit in the front, so it's got those princess seams again. And this fabric, also a bed sheet. You know what? I'm just gonna be sewing with bed sheets for a very long time, I think, because they're cheap, and if I mess it up, that's fine. But this fabric, I just knew I had to make a little dress with because it makes me think of like a librarian or an elementary school teacher, and I think it's just really cute. It's a flannel, and I thought it would be perfect for fall. Again, the bodice, I knew it was gonna fit. I did want the neck to be a little bit closer, but I changed my mind because I was being lazy. And I actually feel like that's fine. This dress, it worked out really, really well. It doesn't have pockets yet, but it will. And it did give me a chance to play around with gathering a bit and skirt length and hemming, which I hate, but it's gotta be done. And I'm really, really happy with this one too. Once it has pockets, it's gonna be top tier. And both of these you will see have no sleeves because I wanted the option to wear sweaters with them or like a jacket and not have all that bulk. And I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. Okay, there's two more. Ooh, we're getting along. We're getting a little long on this one, I'm sorry. There's two more. Now, if you are my sister, stop watching. Come back in a couple minutes. Embroidery. Not something I've ever done, with one exception, but for Christmas, I am embroidering my sister. Don't judge me. It doesn't look very good yet. I'm hoping it'll look really good when it's done. But I'm doing an embroidery of an aerial view of her farm acreage. Her house. And this is kind of like a satin stitch. You got the roads here, just a chain stitch, and we've got the trees, which is a French knot, and there's going to be lots of trees, as you can see by the dark green. And this has probably taken me, I don't know, like 20 hours so far. I had no idea that embroidery took so long. And I'm also new at it, so it's a process. However, I think it's gonna be really, really cute. I'll keep you updated. If the next time I do a video isn't until after Christmas, which it should be, I will make sure that I take a picture. And I got the hoop at Value Village with two others for $3. I have a hard time supporting Value Village now because they are not a not-for-profit and their prices are through the roof. However, I did bring in a couple of things and got the 20% off coupon, and I got those hoops. All right, the very last thing that I have to show you today is actually this little moth brooch. So I was inspired again by the closet historian who has made a bunch of beaded bug brooches. And I was like, you know what? That would look good on my peasant blouse. And because I am a crafter and we hoard craft supplies like crazy people, I had everything that I needed already, with the exception of a embroidery needle, which I did buy, and wow, that really made things a lot faster. But here it is. So it's mostly beaded, which is not something I've done before, but I do love these beads. I have a lot of beads because I used to do some like beaded jewelry making, and I've been gifted a lot of beads. Anyways, I have a lot of beads, which is great because look at it, it's so pretty. I cannot believe how pretty this moth is. I got to learn how to bead, and I got to learn this little fuzzy embroidery technique to make him fuzzy on his little head. And these are sequins for his little antennas. It's really cute. I'm sure after I've made a few, I'm gonna look at him and be like, you know what? He's a little ugly, he's lopsided, but he's so freaking adorable. Is that focused yet? There we go. And I can't wait to wear him. He's also got the little brooch back, which is great. You guys will see the back. It's not super messy. It could definitely be slightly cleaner, but honestly, I feel like this went pretty well. And I really like him. I think he's very cute on this shirt. There. So that is my crafting recap. I hope that you enjoyed the little commentary, the little crafting commentary. I do want to do more of these videos. It will probably be once a month because that way I can save some stuff up. I can show you things in not bulk, but I can show you more than one thing at a time. And it gives me a chance to show you some of the things that I have not filmed, like the brooch and the embroidery and the sock, because frankly, I gotta stop saying so much. Frankly, they took a very long time. And usually I'm in like positions on the couch where I'm scrunched up and going like this, and you can't see my hands, and I'm watching something, and there's a book in my ear, and there's a cat on my lap, and you know. But I do like showing the finished project. So with that, I'm going to say adieu, adios, farewell. I'm rambling. And, and I hope you have an absolutely incredible November, and I will see you in a few weeks, a month, a little bit. Bye.